Africa is rising. But for decades, one thing has kept Africans divided from each other: borders and visa fees. Imagine paying more to visit your African neighbor than it costs a European to step into Africa. Well, that ends today, at least in Burkina Faso. In a groundbreaking move, Captain Ibrahim Traore's government has just announced all Africans can now travel to Burkina Faso without paying visa fees. Yes, you heard that right. Free entry for every African passport holder. Only one requirement remains: an online application to ensure safety and approval. But no more expensive fees, no more unfair costs. Burkina Faso now joins Ghana, Rwanda, and Kenya in tearing down the walls that separate Africans from each other. For years, studies showed something shocking: attain. It was often easier for Westerners to travel across Africa than for Africans themselves. Think about that. Foreigners had smoother access to African countries than Africans did. But Traore's message is clear. Africa must unite. Africa must trade with Africa. Africa must welcome Africa. This bold step goes beyond tourism. It's about Pan-Africanism. It's about breaking the chains of colonial-era borders and showing that Africans should not be strangers in Africa. Of course, this move comes at a tense time. Burkina Faso has already pulled out of ECOWAS alongside Mali and Niger, forming a new alliance of military-led states. Critics say Traoré is centralizing power and silencing opposition. Supporters, however, see him as a courageous young leader standing up against Western dominance and standing for Africa. The government says this free visa policy will boost tourism, strengthen trade, and spread Burkinabe culture across the continent. But the bigger prize is unity, removing barriers that divide 1.4 billion Africans from each other. As the African Union pushes for continental integration, Burkina Faso's step may force others to follow or risk being left behind. So what happens next? Will more African leaders open their borders to their own people? Or will this remain just a symbolic move by one of Africa's most defiant young leaders? One thing is certain: by removing visa fees for Africans, Burkina Faso has sent a message louder than any speech: Africa belongs to Africans. And the dream of a borderless Africa may have just taken its first real step forward. What do you think? Should all African countries join this movement? Comment below, share this message, and stay tuned for more stories shaping Africa's future.